Hi everyone, my name is Shannon Stefanelli. I am a lawyer in the state of Pennsylvania. I am barred here and planning to be barred in the state of New Jersey. Right now I work in the state of New Jersey for a judge in the Superior Court. I primarily do family court. I plan to become a family attorney once my clerkship is done. Clerkship is a job you get usually right out of law school, where you work under a judge and you pretty much learn the ropes of the law of the judge. Each judge practices or hears matters for specific types of law. So there would be criminal, family, civil stuff that includes like landlord-tenant and just like some petty civil disputes. You do this just to network, really. You meet all kinds of attorneys in your area. For me, it's useful because I'm from New Jersey. I live in Pennsylvania now, but I get to meet PA lawyers as well because we're so close to the border of Philadelphia and New Jersey. A lot of the lawyers just cross over and do both, which is what I plan to do. So my journey to law school wasn't typical. It wasn't something I always wanted to do. I went to college with no idea what I wanted to do. I went to Stockton University. I graduated high school with not really a plan. Originally, I thought I would be a teacher or a history teacher because it was just something that I was into in school. I took my first history course my first semester of college and realized that I didn't want to pursue that career. I still very much enjoy history, just don't want to teach it per se. So I got into political science. I became very interested in political science and the background of our country and our political system and just how not great it is. So I thought for a while that I would want to perhaps pursue politics. I worked for a campaign for a summer. Internships are very important. Just got to go out there and network. Did the campaign, not my favorite thing, but very important. Voting's important. Being involved is important. Activism is important. But from my political science classes, I took a lot of courses that related to law and civil rights, and it just led me to have a passion for constitutional law specifically. I very much enjoy constitutional law, which sounds silly and complex, but it's actually very important to understand the history and the background of our laws. Constitutional law is the basis of everything we do. It's the structure of our legal system as we know it, and some of it's not great, so having a handle on it is good to have in your back pocket, so when people start to argue with you, you can point out that legally you know what you're talking about. At least that's how I feel. So to fast forward, when I was a senior in college, I made the official decision to go to law school. I had toyed with it. I wasn't sure. It's expensive, as I'm sure people hear all the time. It's expensive. The good thing about law school is a lot of schools give money out. They know it's expensive, and they want you to go there, and they want you to study hard so they can give you money. I did not get any money. I had money offered to me out of the 7 out of the 8 schools that I applied to offered me money, but I ended up going to the Thomas R. Klein School of Law, part of Drexel University in Philadelphia. Drexel didn't give me money. I don't know why. I think it was just my LSAT score. LSATs are very important. have nothing to do with law. If you want to ever ask me questions about the LSAT, go right ahead. I am more than willing to talk to anybody that wants to talk about it that's interested in this career path. They're really logic-based. They don't ask you questions of law. They try to toy with your brain in not enough time to answer questions that toy with your brain. So I personally didn't have the money, as a lot of people don't, to take a course. So I just bought myself a Kaplan LSAT book, and I learned from it. I was very fortunate to have a friend who was taking a course. So she's amazing. We're still friends to this day. She went to law school at Rutgers Law in Newark. Sorry. She gave me a lot of stuff that she was learning. She gave me a lot of hints and tips, and she gave me a lot of practice tests. She was able to print them out for me. So that was very useful, and I was fortunate in that regard because not everybody who just buys a book has access to just finding, old LSATs to practice from. But they do put some online, and a lot of the, the institutions, whatever, a lot of the test prep institutions, they offer free practice exams online. They put you in a scenario, they time you, the whole 9 yards. It's very important. The LSAT is really practice to pass, or to get the score you want. I got a 150 on my LSAT, which isn't the best. Most schools start giving away scholarships, higher scholarships, 155 and up, so that's what you would want to shoot for. The LSAT's only offered 3 times a year, or 4 times a year? Might be 4. It's in June, October, December, and February. So 4. So you want to try to get a head start, depending on your age. If you want to take the LSAT or pursue law school, you want to maybe take one in June, then take one in October, and then take one in December, because I only took one. I only did it once. I got a good score, or a decent enough score, and I didn't take it again, because the problem is, if you just take it in December, you have to take it again in February. You can't wait for June to apply in your senior year for a school that you would need to be going to come August. And unfortunately, a lot of the schools don't accept February scores if you're applying in that spring to go to school for that fall. They don't accept February scores. They don't. I don't know why. I think it's a really dumb rule. So I ran into that. I had a couple of friends who took it October and December, and that helped them a lot because they knew what was coming and they were prepared, and they did better the second time. And then they were offered full rides to the schools nearby that they went to. So that's my experience with the LSAT. So law school is hard. You gotta want to go. You gotta want to be in it. You can't just go thinking oh, well, I've been decent at school my whole life, this will be a breeze too. It won't be. Everyone that goes to law school is already decent at school, like you are. Going to law school made me realize that I was the underachiever of the overachievers, and I used to say that all the time as a joke. I did well, and I finished, and I passed the bar and everything on the first time, but it's a lot of work, and you gotta want to be there. It's an amazing experience. It teaches you a lot of things. It changes you as a person. And you really you want to go to a school that makes you feel welcome, makes you feel comfortable, makes you feel like they want you to succeed no matter what. Some schools have mentalities that really pit each other against each other. It's not necessary. I don't know how much people know about law school, but in the first year, you're graded on a curve, so no matter what class you're in, no matter how well you do, if there's 5 A's, there has to be 5 C's, and it sucks because you could have argued to your best ability and in reality probably did well, but got a C because someone else just argued a little bit better than you. So it's unfortunate in that regard, but to do your best, you really just have to make the most of it, make friends, do study groups, do all your work, go to all your classes. It's not worth all the money if you don't want to take it seriously. So fast forward to the end, studying for the bar. Now, granted, we're entering, not post-pandemic because it's still happening, but we're entering post-quarantine, I guess, era. And things are different now. So I took the bar last July. It was always the last weekend in July, or the last 2 days in July. No, it wasn't a weekend because it was a Tuesday and Wednesday. But the last 2 days of July. This year, it's in the first week of September. They had to move it because of quarantine and all the restrictions and everything, and they couldn't leave it because who knows where we're going to be at the end of July. We're nearing the middle of June now, and things are still the way they are. So they moved it to September. That's for New Jersey. I'm not actually sure what Pennsylvania did with their test. The bar is only offered twice a year. It's offered in most states. It's generally offered in July and February, but due to the pandemic, I imagine they're going to have to move that because it takes them like 3 to 4 months to grade everything. So when you take it in July, you don't get your scores till like the end of October, and when you take it in February, you don't get your scores till like the end of May. So now I assume if they're doing September, the February is going to be pushed. So I'm not sure how that's going to work as of right now. But generally, how it would work is you finish school in May, and you immediately start studying for the bar for July. You have basically 2.5 months to study. It's an everyday, all-day kind of situation. It's expensive because none of us have any money because we've been in law school and college for all these years. I had to take out, I have tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of loans and debt. I had to take out a bar loan, which is a loan that grants you money for the time that you're studying because you can't work. People do work. I don't recommend it. The people that I know that worked that passed are people who are just above and beyond the normal. Not to disregard anybody. I'm full-fledgedly not. I'm very average. But, so I would not recommend, I don't recommend to anybody who asks me, I do not recommend working while studying for the bar unless it's a 100% necessity, which I know it is for lots of people because I have lots of friends who did it. If you have the ability to not, and you are confident in yourself and taking out a loan and being able to pay it back, because you will be a lawyer and eventually get a job, then do it and stay home every day. Don't leave your house except for rare occasion to get some air or to see a friend or to just have human contact. I didn't see anybody for 2.5 months except for my boyfriend because I live with him. And my parents on my birthday, which happens to be in the middle of the summer. So that is pretty much all I have. Don't take anyone's word on what test prep is best, and don't just get the best one because of how much it costs. It's not the best one. It's whatever one works best for you. Do your research, because I did one called Themis, and it was amazing and perfect fit for me, and it was my exact learning style, and I followed a program that was just fit for who I am as a studier and as a person. the other ones don't always fit. So, there's Capel and there's Barbary, which is the top one that everyone usually goes to. It might be a good fit for you, but I would research, not just jump to it just because I know people who did, and they didn't do well because it just didn't fit the kind of person and the kind of studier they were. They ended up not even using it. It's a waste of a lot of money because bar prep courses at the least are $1,500 and at the most are $2,600, and you do not want to waste that money on just not needing it or not using it because it didn't fit you as a person and as a studier. I can't really think of much else. Again, I am here for anybody who wants to talk or wants to know my experiences or anything else they have going on, or just to gab or meet people who have similar interests in you as you. I'm here. I love helping people. I love mentorship. It's so important. I've had many great mentors in my lifetime, and it really has helped me grow as a person and as an employee and whole 9 yards. So reach out to me. Again, my name is Shannon, and I am a lawyer in the state of Pennsylvania. Bye.